person who comes into the store with a suit on,
He will still profile the black people just because of their skin color. That's just a fact.
Interesting.
Because
Interesting.
I've been profiled.
So for some reason,
and I had a lot of money on me at that time too. Like
at,
a lot of
at that
like,
time,
people shouldn't follow you just because you're freaking black.
have you ever shoplifted before?
That's none of your damn business.
Okay. Interesting.
Everybody shoplifted before when you have to survive.
Oh.
You know where I come from. You gotta do a day without eating. Obviously, you gotta grab something somewhere to eat.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about. Thank you for that's interesting. We're gonna talk about another subject. So I don't really quite know how to label your ideas here. So I just said the God which is me. Okay. So
The God, which is me. That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, movie has to be because see the title. Look, what's the title?
It's all good. It's all good. The God, which is
The
me.
guy
Who
which
is
is
the God?
the guy which is me.
You are
So
creators.
my question and stuff is this.
Yeah.
So you believe in God, or do you when someone says do you believe in God, what do you understand that idea to mean?
Well, I don't, believe anything. I think, like the word believe is a big word. I don't throw it around.
What does the word believe mean?
Same thing with promises. I never make promises. Promises is another thing. But
Okay, interesting.
promises. You should never make promises. Anyways, um, belief. Like yesterday, we talked about morals. That is some people's moral compass that guides their beliefs.
Mm.
Belief is something that you hold. To have some kind of a tangible meaning behind it.
Okay.
So, like you, for example, something that is tangible to you will be your Christian faith. You know, uh, um, someone else might believe that it's perfectly fine to take money from the government. Like if you can find a way to take it, you take it because they are taxing you. Giving you all your money to corporations and only giving you 1,200 and making you feel happy because you get 1,200. Come on, man, give me a break.
so 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 what is God, or who is God?
God is in me. There's no God outside of me, and I definitely don't believe or think that someone is up there watching my every move, waiting to judge you or throw you in the throw you in the lake of fire, which is very simple minded. I think um, um, like the saying says, you become what you think about. Like the mind is very powerful. This is a powered mind. We all have an individual soul, so the people that are humans. We all have individual souls. Um, which is intelligence. I'm trying to find a way to phrase it, but some people call it intelligence, and some people call it God.
So let me
finish my point.
Okay, go.
Okay. Some people call it God. Some people call it infinite intelligence or the creator or the universe or whatever you want to refer to God as. Um, uh, there is this one intelligence, and everything else emanate from it.
Okay. So this intelligence, did it exist before you were born?
Which you can call God.
Okay, this God, did it exist before you were born?
Well, I was never born, and I will never die.
Interesting.
Because the real me, this is not me right here. Like this skin right here, this ain't me.
Okay.
Like I'm me. I'm up there. I'm in here. Okay.
So before you were born, what did the world exist?
Did the world exist
before you were born?
Some people have different theories. Some people believe that you're um that the observation you make is all that exists. Like your observation is all you see. It's all that exists. Whether like science can back that up or not. That is something that we still need to find out. But some people believe, that we're all connected by some intelligence, which is, um, some people call it Mother Earth, some people call it God, but we are all connected in some way, which is energy. Everything is energy. God is
Let
energy.
me let me let, let me ask another question.
If
Uh,
there is any word that you could use to describe God, you call God energy because everything is energy. You um,
so how is that
you know,
different than pantheism? If God is in everything, then is everything God?
it's everything God.
Yeah.
God can take different forms.
Okay. Has God taken any different form before you were born?
Well, to answer your question, I'll back it up and tell that I don't think that God is
Is
um,
outside of you?
flesh as in form. God is energy.
Okay. Can God take flesh? Can God
God
become
did take
a
flesh.
human?
You looking at God. You looking at God.
Okay. So is there only one God in the world?
There's only one infinite intelligence where everything else emanates. Yes.
Okay. So let me ask another question. Is President Trump God?
If President Trump, like the God inside of President Trump is God, the God inside me is God.
Okay. So define God.
God is energy and God is infinite intelligence.
God is energy and God is infinite intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay.
That intelligence that created everything,
Okay. So God created the heavens
which
and the earth,
includes
right?
us. That they. Okay, so when you look at this microphone or when you look at my skin right now, like it appears to be solid.
Okay.
But, um, um, no, but we are all just energy in different forms.
Yep.
Like that energy that is vibrating on this microphone right now is different from the energy that's vibrating on my skin.
Keep it
I
this.
got it.
Keep it like this. It sounds better like that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that same energy is vibrating at different rates. Like you,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Well, frequencies. Everything vibrates at a frequency. Okay.
exactly all this
But how?
frequency. If you
Yeah.
understand Nikola Tesla, you know Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
I think he said if you want to understand the universe, you know to think in terms of energy, and he knew what he was talking about
Okay. So
because
what's
everything is energy.
okay?
Like when you get an
So
ultrasound, not an ultrasound, like an infrared. Like if you zoom in on us right now, you will see a physical solid being. You see me vibrating. You can actually see the energy coming in and leaving my body.
okay. So did the past exist?
No, there's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as the future. All that is existing is right now. Now is only time that exists.
Okay.
Because when tomorrow comes, tomorrow will be now. Yesterday was now. Tomorrow is now. Now is all that exists.
Okay. No. So when I ask that question,
Yeah.
I'm really asking: did 10 minutes ago was that a reality?
There's no such thing as 10 minutes ago. That was just now, which is now.
So you're planning on going to the airport in a couple of hours, right?
And when I get to the airport, that will be the now, which is now. You can never be in the future, and you can never be in the past.
Okay,
You can
but
only be in the now.
I'm just saying, did time exist before?
There's no such thing as time.
There's no such thing as what is time?
Time is a man-made construct in a way that we all agree whether to hold each other accountable, to be able to show up somewhere, but time is a human-made construct.
Like race?
Same thing with race, I'm about to
No,
go even deeper now. The moon wasn't always there. How now? I,
we're gonna talk
I,
about flat Earth and that kind of stuff next.
okay, how
But
now?
I
Whether we
just
got day or the nighttime. At first there wasn't any moon. Well, that was a different moon, but it's not the moon that we know now.
this is very interesting because what you're saying is that time doesn't exist. The past did the past happen?
All that exists is now.
Did the past happen?
That was the now moment.
this is
So technically, there wasn't any past or future to begin with.
why is it hard for you to understand that the past it has existed? That there was a
You would
yesterday.
understand, like
Well,
if
okay,
you
okay. Yesterday. What happened yesterday? What did we do
go
yesterday?
go read the power of now by um
I'm just asking simple, basic questions here.
Eckhart Tolle, I think that's the name.
Did 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 Fourth of July happen yesterday?
The Fourth of July. The Fourth of July happened, and the now when it happened.
Which was
There's no
yesterday,
such thing
right?
as yesterday.
Is there such thing as a second ago?
No, that exists right now.
Is there a such thing as the beginning of this podcast?
All that's existing is right now because you can't find the past. You
I
can't find
know
the
we
future.
can't go back to the past. We cannot go back to
And
the future.
you
But I'm
can't find the
saying,
future.
can we
All that is
reference those things? Can
you would understand if you read The Power of Now
Okay, let me move.
by
Okay,
Eckhart Tolle. You
okay,
could listen to it for free on YouTube, but
okay. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Okay, Ben. Another question.
yeah,
If you say that you are God, then can I say that I am God?
yeah, you can say that you're God. Don't ye
That's
know
that,
you
that's
are gods? Jesus actually told you this. That the
okay.
Christ is the mind. The Christ is
What does Christ mean? What does the word Christ mean?
Christ to me is consciousness.
Christ does not mean consciousness.
Christ to me is consciousness.
What did the word Christ mean when Jesus Christ used it?
Jesus came here to save you from your mind. He didn't come to save you from this invincible, angry father who wanna crush you and destroy you. And he's so merciless, but he loves you for some reason.
Okay,
how
so
can someone how can someone who would throw you in hell forever love you? He's just
okay.
it's kind of counterintuitive,
The
don't you
Bible
think?
where in the Bible does it say that he'll throw you in hell forever?
Do you Christians believe that you will go to heaven or hell depending if you did good or bad?
No.
What do you believe in regard to heaven or hell?
So we are all sinners. God,
No,
God. Oh,
we are not sinners. No,
you just asked me a question.
you didn't sin any. You didn't sin against anyone before you get here.
you're gonna ask me. Can I finish?
Okay.
Okay.
Finish real quick and I'll report that.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I guess I should start there, right?
Okay.
There's a
We are not
concept.
sinners, by the way.
There's
Just to tell you that.
there's a concept called sin. Okay, what is sin?
Okay. Thank you for asking. Sin is anything that goes against your will. Sin is
That's
anything that
not
goes against my will, not the will of God,
that's
but my will.
that's not how sin is defined
By whom?
by God.
By God. Who's God?
Okay, God is the one who created the heavens and the earth.
And who's that God? How do I find him?
You
Him.
you find you find you find you find you can either travel billions of miles to go to where he is.
Do you notice that God is always a he?
Yes, God is God.
Why
It
isn't
refers to
God?
him as he. Yeah,
Why is God?
because that's how he refers to himself in the Bible.
Can a he create and give birth? He cannot
no, but God can.
create. He
God can do
cannot.
anything.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah, he can do anything, right? Do we agree on that? That God is all powerful.
God, we got two different definitions of God.
Well,
But
yeah, that's why we're trying to.
but yeah, the whole concept,
that's what this is.
minus what you think
That's what this is
God is.
about.
But
Yeah. So let me continue, right?
yeah.
Oh, let's take Richard Brooks, not Richard Brooks. George Floyd, just to tie it into the other subject, right? When that guy had his knee on that guy's
What
neck.
time is it, by the way? I gotta run to the airport. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay. When he put his knee on his neck, right? Was that wrong?
That wasn't just wrong. Like when you say wrong, that would be diminishing the
Is there such thing as wrong and
like
right?
effect.
That's the question I'm asking you.
No, because it's kind of subjective, but
okay, Hitler.
That police guy.
Let's go to slavery, right? Was it Was it wrong?
Those bystanders should have been able to kill the police guy who had his
Why?
neck on
Why?
George Floyd's
Why?
neck, because citizens
Why?
should be able to defend themselves
Why?
against. It doesn't matter.
Why?
The police are not above the law,
Why?
right?
Why?
Because the police is not above the law.
Why?
Why should the citizens not be above the law?
Because according to Ben, there's no such thing as right and wrong. So if there's no such thing as right and wrong,
there's no
how
such
can
thing as
you...
right and wrong in the government. There's some rules that you must follow.
No, I'm talking about morality here.
That's how the government works.
I'm talking about...
There's no negotiation.
Ben.
They make rules, you follow, or you get punished.
Ben, I'm talking about morality here. Abortion.
Yeah. What about morality?
Is abortion wrong?
Depending on who you ask. But
I'm saying, is it wrong? Okay. How about the Holocaust, right? Where you have 10 million Jews gassed and slaughtered and killed. Is that right or is that wrong?
Depending on who you ask.
So Ben, I'm asking you, is it wrong?
People generally shouldn't do it, but there's no such thing as right or wrong.
Okay,
people
so why
shouldn't generally
do
something that's egregious by human standards? But
according to Ben, it's just opinion, right? Slaughtering 10 million Jews. How about the slave trade? How about the slave trade? Was the slave trade chattel slavery? Was chattel slavery in which people from West Africa and the Ivory Coast and the Gold Coast and all kinds of other places
You're talking about selling their own people.
sold into slavery?
Who came and got them to begin with?
Was that wrong?
Okay, Spencer, let me address that.
Was it wrong?
There gotta be supply for there to be demand, and demand for there to be supply. You can't sell someone if there's not someone else there to buy him.
Okay, I'm just asking you: is it wrong to sell somebody and to take an individual and to say that individual is property?
You making it sound like
wrong?
You making it sound like every single slave that ever came to this country was sold by other Africans. That's a lie. 1% of them wasn't sold by other Africans.
Okay.
They were kidnapped.
They were kidnapped.
And
is kidnapping wrong?
Raped,
is that wrong?
Degraded.
Is raping someone wrong?
Stripped of all their identity.
Is raping somebody wrong?
There's no such thing as wrong. There's no such thing as right or wrong in my book.
Should
there's only people.
So it's only opinions. It's only opinions.
There's only people.
So right and wrong to Ben is the same thing as ugly and pretty to Ben, right? Ugly and pretty have the same meaning to Ben as right and wrong.
That's in the eyes of the beholder.
So if it's in the eyes of the beholder, then why should you have any opinions about the actions that other people ought to do?
Because people should have the rights to defend themselves.
How?
And even avenge.
Why?
And even avenge.
Why? Where did that come
from? The wrong that's been done to them.
Prove it. Why? Prove it. Why?
Prove what?
Why people should have the right to avenge?
Because if Because if someone do something to you, you can't just
kill the whole family, right?
Take it unless you're weak.
Burn that entire country, right?
No. You should
take all of them and rape them, right?
You should get revenge on the person that did you wrong.
Why just
society, Spencer? That's different.
Society. So society creates the rules, not a sense of morality. Your sense of morality is whoever does it.
I'm not advocating.
You have no morality. You have no sense. I have
no sense of morality.
Yes, exactly. Because
I take that as a compliment.
Okay, so but you still haven't said. Not only is something happening, but why something ought to happen, right? Why should somebody, if they're wronged, why should they take revenge on somebody else?
Because you're gonna be at a loss. You need to
you
need to show this person what it feels like to experience.
Why is loss bad? Why is loss is good? Loss is a good thing. You should want loss. Why
there's no such thing as good or wrong.
So if it's no such thing as good or wrong,
it depends on what you think of your perception of good or wrong. But
so Ben's perception
if someone wrongs you, you have the right to defend yourself. Like for
Where does that
example,
right come from?
the guy that killed, George Floyd. I'm all for someone taking his life in prison. Someone could literally shank him a couple of times, and I'll just be fine with that. But
Because you have no morality, man.
no,
That's why.
because
Because you have no sense
because
of right or wrong.
do unto others how it should be done to you. This is exactly like I'm the kind of guy who's like, real. I get down to the point, Spencer.
Yeah.
Like,
I get down to the point too. And the
this
point
side
is,
of the puzzle should be no different from the other side of the puzzle. What you did to one should be done against you if the person or the group have the capacity to make it happen.
okay, so here's the difference, Ben, right? When God created people,
When God, who's God?
the same God who created the heavens and the earth, that God. The same God, the
Well,
same
the same
God.
God probably didn't create me and you, but yeah, go ahead. We got
so
different gods.
so apparently, because you have a God that doesn't define
I don't have a
goodness.
God.
Everyone serves a God. Everybody.
Yeah.
You serve yourself. Okay?
Someone actually
You make yourself your own God.
Not on serve myself. Someone
Yes,
actually asked me.
yes, you do.
Someone actually asked me a month ago, "Do you serve God?" I was like, "No." Do you worship anything? I was like, "No." Do you worship yourself? I said, "No," because someone who knows about the mind would accuse you of.
So here's the thing. You can't say that the
Someone would accuse
Holocaust is
you of
wrong.
worshiping.
You can't say that the slave trade is wrong. You can't even say that rape is wrong.
There's no
You
such thing as good or wrong.
You can't
There's
say
only
yeah, exactly, right. So
are.
so if there's no such thing as good or wrong, because you know why you have to say that? You have to say that because every single individual recognizes that there is something called evil, that there is something called bad, that there is something called wrong. That's why you have it in every single language that has ever existed. Okay?
Right.
We have these things because God has put within us something called character and moral responsibility. Because these moral laws exist, that must mean there has to be a moral lawgiver. If there's a law, then that means there's a lawgiver, which means that there's a God. Ben here cannot say that God exists, right? So he has to deny the law.
That wasn't what I said. I never said God doesn't exist.
You said God is not outside of you.
We just got
right?
different definitions of God.
Yeah. So because Ben is God, because he is God, he cannot define God's law. He can't.
Because my law is the law that I create for myself, not the law that someone else gave me in the Bible that I didn't write.
Okay, exactly.
So the Bible that you didn't write, that was passed down to you.
Exactly. Yes, it was. It was revealed. Yeah.
And mistranslated, and so many chapters and books taken out of it.
Like what? Okay, before we're not gonna get into that, but the main point in which I want
we really
the viewers
have to wrap it up.
And yes, exactly. We're wrapping it up. We can't get to the
30 seconds.
Yeah. We'll get to we can't get to the flat earth and all that kind of stuff now. But the main idea here is simple, right? If you can't define good or evil, then anything is permissible.
No.
Okay, how not? If there's no such thing as evil, then that means you can do anything.
When you hurt the least amount of people,
it's hurting wrong.
You do something you supposedly call good or bad.
Is hurting wrong?
That gets you to think of polarities. You got two polarities of things. When you say good, you gotta think of bad. When you say high, you gotta think of down, right?
Oh yeah, because those things exist. Yes.
People create polarity because it would make sense to have God without the devil. Same thing that was constructed. The idea of the devil. That's
not true at all.
There's only one.
Christianity says that there's going to be an eternity without Satan or evil. But the thing is, does that cause you any confusion
that polarity
there?
When you say the devil, there's no devil. There's only God.
But Ben,
The devil is in the
Why?
mind,
Why?
telling you go jump off a
Ben,
bridge.
Ben,
That's the devil.
why should people do anything?
People should do, what ultimately brings them happiness in their lives.
Why?
What ultimately brings them fulfillment
Why?
and feeling
Why should they
passion.
do that? Why should people do that?
Because that is the standards, that they create for themselves without someone telling them, oh, you gotta do this for you to be able
But
to.
you just said people should do what gives them fulfillment. You just created that standard. You just did the very thing
No,
that you say people shouldn't listen to other people. You just did that.
no, that's called eudaimonia. That means, um, um, uh, doing something or everything will bring you satisfaction or happiness at the end of everything you do, which is really the pursuit of life to be happy, to be fulfilled,
But
which
people,
can include money, which can include, your career, which
so
can include your children, whatever
so
makes you
what?
happy.
So what if that includes killing all the black people? That's what brings me fulfillment.
If that includes that,
Should I be
then
able? Should I be allowed to do that?
do to others as they should be done unto you. If you kill a whole bunch of
Yeah.
black people, best believe someone is gonna come kill you, and your people and the people that you hold dear also retaliate.
So Ben,
If you
I'm
do
asking you,
something to
Ben,
someone,
is
that
that
should be done unto you.
Ben? So what I'm asking is that wrong?
There's no such thing as good or wrong.
Is that so people should be allowed to do that? They should be allowed to commit genocide if they're able to do it, right?
People should people should do what they want. Obviously, you gotta respect other humans to be able to live their own life without you inflicting harm in other ways to them. So you should do what you want as long as it doesn't interfere with the life of other person, or
Why
you
should
know
why should
interfering with
why should
someone else being able
Ben
to live their own life the way that they
Ben
see fit.
why should anybody listening out there?
Yeah.
Why should anybody listen to what you're saying and follow that?
Okay.
As we close here.
Okay. So finally,
No. So listen to the
like in
idea.
conclusion,
Why should
do
anybody?
what makes you happy and crush and destroy who tried to crush you first before they get to crush you.
And why should
that sums it up nicely, huh?
Why should anyone listen to that advice?
Because it's a sound advice. If someone stand on your neck or shoot you in the back when you shoot them with a taser, that's not fair. They gotta be fair. Like in law enforcement, people should be able to defend themselves against law enforcement.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any laws that say, "Oh, please do not resist, do not resist." Like
why shouldn't
someone
is that law good or is it bad?
That law, there's no such thing as good or bad.
So
but
we
in
should
your
leave it on the
standard,
books. So we should leave it on the books because it's good.
but in your it shouldn't be in the books to begin with. It shouldn't be in the books to begin with. That's the problem.
It shouldn't be any laws. There should be no laws.
Oh my god.
That's what books mean. Laws. The books
There
means
shouldn't
in the law.
There shouldn't be laws that goes against um uh, people's ability to have their own autonomy and make their own decisions. Someone having a gram of weed doesn't constitute to 2 years in jail or going straight to prison. I actually knew a guy.
So is that law wrong?
Back in Oklahoma State University, black student,
Mm-hmm.
5 grams of weed, which ain't nothing. He actually went to prison, not just jail.
Mm-hmm. So is that wrong?
He was in jail for about 3 months. Then he got sent to prison.
Is that unjust?
But you had.
Is that wrong? Is that bad? Is that evil? Should it be replaced? These are all the same question.
That's called injustice.
Oh, injustice. So define if there's injustice.
Same jail that the guy was in.
So
the same jail that the guy was in. You had white people over there with
injustice
repeated offenses who came in there with Marley or cocaine or crack cocaine and a whole bunch of other
Is
stuff.
that
They get
bad?
released on bond and get a slap on the wrist or
Is
whatever community service when a black person goes to prison
bond?
for for
Ben, is injustice
for
bad?
1 gram or 5 grams of weed.
Is
That's injustice, and I'll
injustice
have to leave it at that because I really have to get
is
to the airport.
injustice bad? Is injustice bad?
Closing out, there's no such thing as good or bad. Do what make you happy. Crush anyone that try to crush you first, and do what brings you happiness. All right.
Okay, tell everybody to subscribe.
Okay. Hey, y'all gotta help out the YouTube algorithm. So smash the like button and subscribe. And
How can they find you on Instagram or stuff?
well, I try to be anonymous these days, but you can
Okay,
still find
okay.
me on Instagram.
Where?
ATL_Ben777, and feel free to link up with me, and yeah, we'll take it from there. I really gotta go.
We really got to go back to the airport, guys. Thank you. See you later.